You will face hellfire, because an innocent soul died in silence, and their blood is now tied to your destiny. I am Archangel Michael, and what I'm about to reveal is not a warning, it is a verdict. The heavens have been watching you, and the shadows have been whispering your name. You thought no one saw, you thought no one heard, but the silence of that soul has become a scream, echoing across eternity. And now judgment walks towards you, step by step, heartbeat by heartbeat.
Listen carefully, for I do not speak twice. You will face hellfire because an innocent soul died in silence, and their blood is now tied to your destiny. I am Archangel Michael, the warrior of heaven, the keeper of the flaming sword, the one who stands at the gates of eternity. I do not come to whisper, I come to declare. Do you remember the silence, that night, that moment, that choice? The world did not hear it, no one spoke of it, no one carried it forward, but heaven recorded it. And the cries of that soul did not vanish, they rose like smoke into the throne of God. Since that day, your steps have not been your own. You wonder why doors close before you, why shadows follow you, why the nights grow colder. It is because your destiny has been marked. Their blood, though unseen by human eyes, has stained the fabric of your future. You cannot wash it away with wealth, with fame, with excuses, or with time. The heavens remember. And you feel it, don't you? The weight on your chest when you try to sleep, the sudden cold that runs down your spine, even when the room is warm, the sense that someone is standing behind you, even when you are alone. That is not madness. That is not coincidence. That is the voice of the silent soul. They call to you, not with words, but with silence sharper than screams. Their silence pierces your mind. Their silence follows you into dreams. And though you pretend not to hear, your soul trembles, because deep down you know the truth. You are not free. This is not punishment yet. This is revelation. Heaven shows you the truth before the fire comes. But truth, once revealed, demands an answer. How long will you hide? How long will you cover your ears? How long will you pretend that the shadows are only shadows? You already know. The silence has become louder than any noise around you. And I, Michael, declare to you, your destiny is chained, and unless you break it, the fire waits at the end of your road.
The silence of that soul is not gone. It walks beside you. And I tell you this truth. From this moment, your life will no longer feel like your own. Every time you enter a room, you will sense it, first as a shadow in the corner. It will not move when you move. It will not vanish when you close your eyes. The harder you try to ignore it, the clearer it will become. When you look into the mirror, you will not see only yourself. Look closely, look deep into your eyes. You will notice a reflection that does not belong to you. eyes that do not blink when you blink, a face that stares when you turn away. That is the soul tied to your destiny, watching through your own reflection. And at night, the silence will grow heavier. The air around you will feel thicker. You will hear faint whispers, no, not words, but breaths, the sound of someone who should not be there, exhaling in the dark. You will feel the weight on your bed, though no one lies beside you. You will feel fingers brushing against your skin, though no one touches you. Laughter around you will not bring joy. It will sound hollow, distant, like echoes in a graveyard. Even in crowds, you will feel alone, and in silence, you will feel surrounded. Have you ever walked in the dark and felt someone behind you, though your footsteps were the only ones you heard? That feeling will grow stronger, sharper, until you cannot bear to be alone. Yet no matter where you run, the presence will follow. Dreams will no longer be safe. When you close your eyes, you will see them. The face of the soul who died in silence. Their eyes will not accuse. They will not forgive. They will only stare. And their stare will break you. You will wake up gasping for breath, clutching your chest, unsure if it was a dream or if they were truly standing over you. This fear is not punishment. It is a warning. It is the fire's shadow reaching for you, giving you a taste of what waits below. The screams of the damned are already brushing against your ears, and the more you resist this truth, the louder they will become. You think you can escape through noise, through distraction, through denial, but no, child of dust. The silence follows everywhere. You cannot silence what is eternal. And I, Mikhail, tell you, fear is now your companion. It will eat at your strength. It will drown your peace. It will strip away your sleep until you finally face the truth. The blood of the innocent has become your shadow, and the shadow is hungrier than you can ever imagine. Listen with trembling, for these words are not mine alone, but written in the fire of heaven. There is still a path, but it is not wide, it is not safe, and it will not wait. The heavens, in their mercy, always open a door before the fire closes forever. But that door is narrow, razor thin, and every step on it cuts the soul that walks it. Few survive it, fewer even dare to try. You must understand, this bond cannot be ignored. You cannot hide it behind laughter, behind work, behind the noise of the world. You cannot bury it beneath pleasures, wealth, or distraction. The soul is bound to you, and heaven demands balance. If you continue to walk blindly, if you continue to silence the voice that trembles within your own spirit, the fire will not wait much longer. The day will come, unexpected, unseen, when your breath will be heavy, your body weak, your mind lost between waking and sleep. And in that moment, the gates will open, not of heaven, but of the pit, and you will feel it before you even cross. Heat that burns but does not consume, screams that rise but never end, chains that bind but never break. Do not imagine this is far from you. Every second wasted is a step closer. Every silence ignored is another spark in the flames that wait. But if you choose, if you dare, you may yet turn. But the turning will break you. You must face the silence. You must acknowledge the blood. You must kneel in truth
in humility, in a surrender that strips you of pride, of masks, of excuses. You must confess to the heavens what you tried to bury. And if you do, then perhaps the fire will pause. Perhaps the chains will loosen. Perhaps the silence will turn into peace. But know this, there is no middle. You cannot stand with one foot in shadow and one in light. You cannot keep the silence hidden while asking for freedom. Heaven does not accept divided hearts. So I, Mikhail, stand before you and declare, choose now. For every moment you delay, the fire grows. Every hesitation is a link in the chain that drags you closer to the pit. You believe tomorrow will come, but I tell you tomorrow is not promised. You believe mercy will wait, but I tell you mercy is already at the edge of its patience. You believe silence will fade, but I tell you silence is the loudest scream in eternity. This is the warning, the final thread between you and the abyss. Do not break it, or you will never escape.
Since the beginning of time, men have spoken of hellfire as if it were a story, a tale to frighten children, a myth told in shadows. But I tell you this, hellfire is no story. It is alive. It breathes. It waits. Do you know why it is called eternal fire? Because it does not consume as earthly fire does. It burns without end. It devours without mercy. It feeds but is never satisfied. And when it touches flesh, the flesh does not disappear. It screams. It screams endlessly. The flames you know on earth die when the fuel is gone, but the flames of the pit are not born from wood or oil. They are born from judgment, from wrath, from the cries of the condemned. They need no fuel because the souls of the lost are their feast. When the gates of hell open, the first thing you feel is not the heat, it is the sound. The air trembles with screams, screams so loud, so endless, that they do not sound human anymore. They sound like thunder rolling forever, tearing the sky. Some scream in rage, some in sorrow, some in madness so deep they no longer know their own name. And the sound never fades. It grows. Each new soul adds a new note to the eternal chorus of despair. Then the heat strikes you, not as warmth, not as fire licking skin, but as a storm that rips through your very bones. It burns inside, from marrow to mind. Your tongue will swell, your throat will thirst, but no drop of water exists in that place. The only river there is fire. And the chains, oh, the chains. Do you think chains only bind the body? No. These chains coil around the soul itself. They bind memory, regret, shame, pain. Every moment of guilt, every sin unspoken, every silent cry you ignored becomes a link in the chain. They grow heavier with every heartbeat until you cannot move, cannot breathe, cannot think, yet you cannot die. And the demons, they do not look as you imagine. They are twisted forms of what was once human, souls so corrupted, so broken, they have become the very tormentors they once feared. They tear, they claw, they whisper words that cut deeper than blades, and they never tire, for pain is their worship, and screams are their food. But the worst of all is the silence between screams. There are moments, only moments, when the fire does not roar, when the chains do not rattle, when even the demons pause, and in that silence you hear yourself, you hear your choices, you hear the life you wasted echoing back at you, and that silence, child of dust, is sharper than any scream. It is the silence that kills hope. This is the pit you walk toward. This is the fire that waits with open mouth. This is the destiny of all who carry the blood of the innocent without repentance. And I, Michael, have shown it to you, not to frighten your mind, but to awaken your soul. For once you cross that gate, there is no return. No prayer will reach, no angel will come, no light will pierce the smoke. The fire is eternal, the chains are eternal, the screams are eternal, and so too will be your fall, unless you choose the narrow way before it is too late.
Hear me now, for though I have shown you the fire, the chains, the screams, the silence of the pit, there is still a door. But this door is not wide, it is not easy, it does not shine with beauty. It bleeds, it weeps, it terrifies the soul before it saves it. Do you think redemption is gentle? No. Redemption is a blade. It cuts pride. It carves the soul open. It leaves you trembling and broken. But only through this breaking can you be rebuilt. You cannot buy this path with gold. You cannot cover it with excuses. You cannot walk it with arrogance. The only way is through surrender, the kind of surrender that tears you apart inside. You must face the silence you have buried. You must name the guilt you have hidden. You must cry the tears you swore you would never cry. For the heavens do not open to the strong, but to the broken, not to the proud, but to the desperate. Not to those who argue with judgment, but to those who fall upon their knees and confess, I am guilty. And yet do not think this path is soft, for once you step onto it, the shadows will fight you, the fire will try to drag you back, the chains will tighten in rage, and the voice of the condemned soul will rise louder than ever. You will feel madness scrape your mind, as if the pit itself screams, do not let them go. But if you endure, if you stand in the truth, even while the fire licks at your feet, then heaven will move. The hand of God Himself will cut through the chains. The silence will break into light. The eyes that haunted you will close in peace. And the blood that once tied you to the pit will become a bridge toward eternity. This is hope, but it is not cheap. It demands your soul. It demands your humility. It demands your life be torn apart and rebuilt by heaven's fire. And I tell you the truth, most will not choose it. They will laugh. They will ignore, they will delay, until the pit swallows them whole. But you
You still have this moment. Right now, the fire has not yet claimed you. Right now, the chains, though heavy, have not yet dragged you beyond the gates. Right now, the silence is not yet final. Do not waste it, for this moment is mercy, and mercy, once gone, never returns.
Do not be deceived. Mercy is not endless. The patience of heaven is vast, but it is not eternal. A day has already been written, a day when the last chance will vanish, when the voice of forgiveness will grow silent, and the gates of eternity will close forever. That day is called Judgment. And I, Michael, have stood at its edge. I have heard the trumpet that shakes the bones of creation. I have seen the throne that burns brighter than 1,000 suns. And I have watched the books, yes, the books of every soul open before the Almighty. On that day no secret will remain hidden. Every thought, every word, every deed, every silence will rise like smoke and stand in the open air. The excuses men used will vanish from their lips. The pride they clung to will collapse into dust, and the heavens will separate light from darkness, truth from lies, the redeemed from the condemned. Do you know what terror truly is? It is not the fire. It is not the demons. True terror is standing before the throne of God with no defense, no covering, no advocate, naked in guilt while eternity watches. Every eye sees you, every angel knows you, every sin cries out against you, and when the verdict falls, it is final. There will be no bargaining, no pleading, no second chance. When the book closes, your destiny is sealed. Either light will carry you upward into peace beyond imagining, or chains will drag you downward into fire without end. And the blood of the innocent tied to your destiny, on that day it will rise as a witness. Their silence will speak louder than thunder. Their pain will testify against you, and the throne will listen. Do not think you can hide in the crowd. On that day you will stand alone, not with family, not with friends, not with the ones who laughed with you, who tempted you, who excused your choices. You will stand alone before the eternal Judge. And I, Michael, tell you this truth. The heavens do not make mistakes. If your name is not found in the book of life, then the pit will open, and it will swallow without hesitation. The fire does not ask, the chains do not wait, the screams do not stop, and eternity does not end. This is why I warn you now, before that day comes. For once the trumpet sounds, once the throne is revealed, once the books are opened, the door of mercy will slam shut, and those who stand outside it will stand outside forever.
Enough of hiding behind shadows. Enough of pretending you are unseen. I do not speak to the world. I speak to you. You who are listening now. You whose soul trembles even as these words pierce your ears. Do you feel your heartbeat? Faster, heavier, almost like it wants to break through your chest. That is not chance. That is not fear alone. That is your soul reacting to truth. You cannot escape it. You cannot silence it. It knows what I am saying is for you. You thought no one saw the secret tears you shed in silence, but heaven saw. You thought no one knew the weight you carry,
the guilt you bury in the night, the regret that claws at you when no one is watching. But heaven knows. You thought your laughter, your words, your strength, your image hid the truth of who you are. But heaven strips all masks away. Yes, you have sinned. Yes, you have failed. Yes, the blood of the innocent is tied to your path. And even now you try to push these words away. You whisper to yourself, "This is not for me. It cannot be me. It must be for someone else." But your soul knows. And I, Michael, stand before you, holding the sword of truth, and I say, it is you. The fear you feel at night, that sudden jolt awake, that breath you cannot catch, that sense of someone standing at the foot of your bed, that is no dream, that is the shadow of your guilt. The silence you hear when all is still, the silence that does not comfort but suffocates, that is the voice of the soul bound to you. Do you still doubt? Then listen. Why do you always feel followed when you walk alone? Why do you feel eyes upon you in empty rooms? Why do you hear whispers in the quiet, though no lips are moving? Why does your reflection sometimes feel like a stranger staring back at you? Because you are not alone. Because the chains have already wrapped around you. Because the pit has already stretched out its mouth to claim you. But you, yes, you still breathe. That is the sign of mercy. The fact that you are alive in this moment means heaven has not yet closed the book. Do you understand? Mercy has extended itself to you in this very second. And yet, I see your hesitation. I see the pride clinging to you, whispering, "I am fine, I am strong, I will deal with this later." Later? Do you not know how fragile breath is? One moment of silence in your chest, one final beat of your heart, and later is gone forever. Do not mock the mercy of heaven with delay. Do not gamble eternity for one more hour of pride. Do not believe the lie that you have time, because you do not. And I, Michael, do not come to soothe you. I come to shake you. I come to pull the mask from your face and show you the truth. You are guilty. You are chained. You are one step from fire. But hear this. You are also one breath from redemption, one cry from deliverance, one surrender from freedom. The choice is yours, and you cannot escape it. Not tomorrow, not next week, not at the end of your life. It is here. It is now. And I stand waiting to see if you will bow or if you will burn.
The time for half-steps is over. The time for excuses is ended. I speak now with the weight of eternity in my voice. You stand at the edge of forever. Before you, there are only two roads. One leads upward, narrow, bleeding, sharp, but ending in light beyond light, peace beyond peace, joy beyond every joy you have ever known. The other leads downward, wide, inviting, glittering with false promises, but ending in fire, chains, screams, and silence without end. There is no third path. There is no middle ground.
There is no escape by clever words or hidden thoughts. You stand between heaven and hell, and both are watching. Heaven waits for your surrender. Hell waits for your silence. Do you not feel them pulling at you even now, the weight pressing on your chest, the whispers clawing at your ears, the fear boiling in your stomach? This is the battle for your soul. And the choice is not tomorrow. It is not next year. It is not at the moment of death. It is now. If you turn toward heaven, the chains will break, the silence will lift, the eyes of the innocent will close in peace. But if you turn away, if you harden your heart, if you walk out of this moment unchanged, then you have chosen the fire. And once chosen, the fire will not let you go. Do not mistake my words. The flames are patient, but they are certain. You cannot outrun them. You cannot outwit them. You cannot silence them with denial. Every heartbeat you waste is one heartbeat closer to judgment. Every breath you spend in pride is one more drop of oil in the eternal fire. Every second you delay is a chain tightening around your soul. I, Michael, have fought wars against darkness since before your world was formed. I have seen kingdoms rise and fall. I have seen kings tremble, nations vanish, stars collapse. But there is one thing I have never seen: a soul that mocked heaven and escaped hell. And I tell you this truth: you will not be the first. So, here is the ultimatum, child of dust. Bow now or burn forever. Confess now or be condemned forever. Choose now or lose forever. There is no tomorrow. There is no later. There is only now. Light or fire. Chains or freedom. Eternity in peace or eternity in screams. The hand of heaven is stretched toward you. The mouth of hell is open beneath you. And I, Michael, stand with sword in hand, waiting for your choice. Choose before the silence swallows you whole. The words have been spoken. The veil has been torn. The choice stands before you like two gates, one of light, one of fire. The heavens have declared, the pit has waited, the sword has fallen, and now all of creation holds its breath. Listen to the silence around you. It is not emptiness, it is the universe pausing, waiting for your answer. The angels lean forward, the demons lurk at the edge. The innocent soul whose blood binds your destiny watches with unblinking eyes. This is no longer a warning. This is no longer a chance. This is the hour of decision. Do not think you are unseen. Even now, your heartbeat echoes in eternity. Even now, your silence speaks louder than your words. Even now, the heavens weigh you in the balance. Will you bow or will you burn? Will you surrender or will you be swallowed? Will your name be written in the book of life or erased into eternal fire? You cannot hide behind laughter. You cannot drown this in noise. You cannot bury this in distraction. The eyes of eternity are upon you. If you fall on your knees now, mercy will rise like a storm and cover you. If you harden your heart now, wrath will fall like a sword and cut you off forever. This is the last call, the last breath of mercy, the last sound before the trumpet. Choose, for silence itself will not save you, and once the silence ends, the fire begins. I am Michael, Archangel of the Most High, and my voice will echo in your soul until your choice is made. Amen.